Hello and welcome back to a new video on my channel here after quite a bit of a break. And so I thought I would dive into what I have been up to with my language learning, as you saw in the very beginning there, as well as what I've been up to out here in the garden and overall in the direction of my channel and my work here in this online space. And so what you saw in that intro was my Mandarin practice that I started again. And I wrote out that blog post that's down below in the description here. And in there you'll see that I was reflecting through where I want to go with my language learning. Mainly that was when I was really thinking, like, how do I even want to start again? Because I took a really long break. I took a year off, and I'm looking at like how this is related to what I'm doing now, and I think it'll be really helpful to read that along with this as well to get the full picture there. And what I really want to show is just this beautiful integration of nature and martial arts and yoga with my language learning, because I don't know, but from my perspective of how I'm doing and what I'm doing is that I want to continue my Mandarin practice, and I have been. I started again. I'm on 20-something days of my Duolingo. I started that again. If you've been following me on Instagram, you may have seen that. And my character practice, and I've been keeping up with that. I'm also studying herbology, and it's next to this very fragrant rosemary bush right now because, as you can see, it is wet. It has just rained, so everything is so nice out here. And I want to go back to the origin of why I started learning Mandarin, which was, one, because I wanted to learn a language of another orthography, but more than that, I chose Mandarin because of my karate practice, because Shaolin Kempo karate originates from the Shaolin Temple in China, and a lot of our terms, they're in Chinese and Mandarin, and I'd like to learn more about that. I also want to learn more about Chinese medicine, and my herbology book course that I'm working through is herbology. It's like herbs, medicine, and all of that, but it's also essentially Chinese medicine, and it's like a foundation of just understanding the basics. And then I suppose specifically Chinese medicine will be a focus once I'm later on, like once I'm more into knowing just like what the fuck I'm doing, I guess. But for now, that's kind of the idea, and I think that it feels really good because it's true to who I am and what I want, what I desire to do, and really infuses my language back into everything else that I'm doing, even within my like Kundalini work and the energy work within there and that language piece. Like, some pieces aren't quite so clear exactly how my languages are going to become part of these other pieces that I've added to who I am and to my identity over this last year. But this, I feel like, is like the piece to start with my Mandarin, and I didn't really choose it. Like, I just set the intention of, hey, I hear the little bird. You might see him. He's up on this. He's on the end there. Let's see if we can zoom in. There's a little birdie. And that beam is like nothing up there. It's just hanging out there. There's a little bird out there chirping. So some of these other pieces, yeah, I'm not sure exactly how they're going to integrate, but they definitely are there. And okay, so the other skill, aside from picking my languages back up, which is, I believe, what I wrote pretty much like all my vlog about for this one, was like really just reflecting on the like overall skills I want to learn and where my priorities lie, and then kind of opening myself up to, okay, what is available to me right now to start practicing, and like how do I desire to practice, what's going to feel good, and what is going to come naturally, right? That was a big one for me, and that's why I didn't really choose how I was going to start with like my Mandarin. I kind of just created the space for myself to do that, and it happened the way that it's happening. And the bird feather floating through. The other piece and the other skill that I'm learning is where I live here. There's a lot to do, and a lot of things that I don't know how to do. And one of my biggest big audacious goals is to learn how to use power tools and be able to build more and fix more and do more things. And I've shared a little bit, like some of my Instagram stories, some of the things I'm doing, just like learning how to change light fixtures, and we're working on this shed kind of workshop area here. My dad and I and my uncle, we put all this together. We put all this steel on here. It's not done yet, so I'll do some trimmings and just learning basic things, because over here where I live, it's essential. It's to know how to do those kind of things, to know how to fix things, to know how to fix things in the house, how to like fix a water pipe when it breaks, how to do, I don't know, we've got a gas line over there that my uncle's working on right now. Like anything that can go wrong goes wrong over here. And so my big goal is to learn basically how to use all the tools that we have right now, even if I'm not using them well. And I'm looking at like 5-year goals. I was writing down, this is not in the blog, this is like a special little bonus for a YouTube video, is that I want to be able to use all of those tools. And we have a lot of tools here, like a lot. And I want to learn as much as I can from my dad and my uncle. Like here, and they know how everything works and where everything is. And what I have so far is that I can use the chainsaw. I cut all this and the stuff that we burned already. I've learned how to change switches in the house, like electrical switches, turning off the electric, pulling the wires out, putting in a new switch. I learned how to do that. I assisted on the building of the structure over here, and learned how to kind of an idea about like framing buildings and different types of screws that need to be used, like for the metal and for the 2x4s and the door, and I guess that's about it for that. But that is kind of taking priority over some of my language learning. Is just like how to live. And the other priority is coming back on here on YouTube more and sharing more in a way that I'm motivated to show up, which has been these like unedited vlogs, because I stopped and I said, I'm gonna learn how to I'm gonna learn how to walk. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna learn how to really edit videos, really edit. And then I just couldn't get myself to make like one damn video. That's not the entire reason I was gone, but it's part of it. And I was like, man, I have to just show up, right? And I don't want to edit. I just don't want to. And I really like doing like a freestyle thing here. And I really like challenging myself to be able to do an entirely unedited shot, an entire video. I think it's cool. And I think it's fun to play around with where these olives are leaking, where I like flow into naturally. And so I'm going to create like this as long as it feels good. And I'm going to keep showing you guys my language progress here on Instagram, and my progress here in the garden, and anything else that I feel like coming up here with, and the blog. The blog is up there as well, so make sure to pop over and check that out. And I think that's it for today, so I will see you guys back here sooner, hopefully, rather than later, and maybe over on the blog. Alright, bye guys.